earlier this year, and it sounds like we got a Forest Park-based PBSI, its recipient of the Sales and Marketing Leadership Award for 2016. The company was recognized at NEC's Advantage Executive Conference held earlier this summer in Texas. The award not only recognized PBI for its outstanding sales achievements, but for exceptional corporate citizenship through actions such as community service, donations, and social responsibilities. These are things that truly set the company apart from its competitors, and indeed PBSI has contributed to a number of Forest Park activities and events. In recognition of this outstanding achievement, we selected PBSI as our August Business of the Month. We want to congratulate their entire team and wish them the best for continued success at the company's impressive facility here in the Kemper Meadow Business Center. It's important to note that PBSI has actually worked with us on a number of projects, helping install our communication system here at the City Building, the fire and police departments. They also work with Rob Silber, our IT director, on a number of other projects here in the building with regards to communication security systems. So they're an important partner for us, and we're certainly fortunate to have this company in Forest Park. And with that, I'd like to invite the company Vice President, Tim Latham, up to accept the award. Tim, and I believe Tim actually brought the NEC award with him this evening. Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
Well, thank you.
City of Forest Park Business of the Month, Positive Business Solutions Incorporated, in recognition of the company's contribution to the growth and development of the City of Forest Park. Congratulations, and thank you for being in Forest Park.
Well, thank you very much.
Have a word for us, please.
One of the reasons they chose us was because of some of the charitable contributions that we do. We discount for ministries and churches, and so 25% off is our standard that we try to give on all of those. So we work with area. But I appreciate it.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, PBSI also does the Christmas party for the children. You've done some of that?
I'm not familiar with that event particularly. But
Is that the same? Is that Paul? Is that the same? Different company. Sorry,
let us know.
but we'll let you know about that one too. It was pretty awesome. Thank you.
The next presentation is an award. 40th Anniversary Award to Finance Director Assistant Joy Vitry. Andy, would you come to the please? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Forest Park City Council recognized George Vitry for 40 years of outstanding dedication and loyal service to the city of Forest Park from 1976 to 2016. You're not that old yet, are you? Congratulations, Joy. You please.
Thank you so much.
Joy is a pleasure to work with most days. No, no, she keeps us all in line at the office. She's been here so long, and I can't thank her enough. So I'm glad to have her.
Thank you. 40 years. Wow. I can't even believe I've worked here for 40 years. I'd like to thank the City of Forest Park for recognizing my accomplishment. In today's society, I don't think very many people stay with an employer for this long. The norm now is maybe 4 to 5 years, and then they're off to the next place. I would also like to thank all of my family for coming tonight. for supporting me, especially my husband and my children. I must say I really enjoy my job. Time has actually flown by. My entire adult life has been spent here at the city. I'm hoping that I will be here for at least a few more years to come. Thank you all so very much.
Comments from council, Ways and Means, Councilwoman Herbie.
How many times, Joy, have you left and come back? Just once. Keep doing that. I always comment on the longevity of our staff. It's an incredible credit to our loyalty to our people and our people's loyalty to us. And it's amazing that, when did you start? When you were about 2? Well, you're giving your age away by that. But we're very glad to have you. We're very glad to have you here, and many more years.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Hope.
I'm like Diana. I mean, I don't think I've ever had the pleasure of meeting you before, but when I looked at 40 years and I'm looking out here to see who is this person that's been here for 40 years, I never would have picked you out as being the person that's been here for 40 years. I was going to say you started when you were a teenager. But congratulations on the longevity, and that speaks a lot of you, and it also speaks a lot of Forest Park for you to want to stick around that long. So thank you for your service.
Thank you so much.
Councilwoman Cottle.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the thing that's so amazing to me about the finance department is what a team that you all are and what you provide for our city. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mr. Burns.
Joy, you know, in every organization, there's a few people that emulate the values of that organization, or even have the fortunate opportunity to actually create the value system. I think you've had that opportunity. Like you said, it's very rare these days that people stick around. And that's just the nature of the economy and whatnot. But when you have the tenure that you've had, you've seen things come and go, but you've almost created the rudder or been a part of the rudder for this particular ship. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Okay, Joy, there are a lot, a lot of words, but words is not everything. I look at your actions. I see what you do over there every day. You've been here almost twice as long as I have. Not quite twice as long, but almost twice as long. And you've seen a lot of things in that department. You've seen it grow. You've seen it make mistakes, and then you've seen it correct those mistakes. And a lot of that has to do with you and a number of other people who've been up there for a long time, to that continuity as new people come in. They're taught well. And I want to congratulate you for that. And between the two Vitries, you guys have been here almost as long as the city. So, and I want to thank your family, and I'm sure that they've supported you all along the way. So again, congratulations.
Thank you
and
so much.
very much.
Thank you again.
The next agenda item, item number 4, is communications from the public. Before we go to item number 4 at this time, if this is the time when usually those members of our audience who were here for the presentations would leave us. So if you feel that you want to take this time to leave, you might do that.
I think we have one other person that wanted to speak.
We haven't got to that yet. So if you would,
They may want to hear that.
if you would like to leave at this time, you may take that opportunity to do so. You're more than welcome to stay. Thanks, Tony.
See you.
Joy, we'll see you tomorrow.
Tony. Yeah, just good to see you.
Tony, good job. Glad.
You're looking awesome, sir. Well, that's okay. That happens in retirement, sir.
Tony, how you doing? Yeah.
It's great to see you.
How's retirement?
Please?
How's retirement?
Well, I'm actually semi-retired.
You're semi-retired.
For the
Drug Task Force now.
Good for you.
See you guys later.
Take care, Tony. This time we go to communications from the public. This is a time for citizens to comment on matters before council or to ask questions of concern to them. When recognized, please come forward to the podium, give your name and address, and then state your comment or questions. Council meetings are tape recorded for ease of transcriptions. Comments are limited to 5 minutes. If there's someone from the public who would like to address us, please come forward. FTEB, sign in, tell us who you are.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council, for this opportunity. My name is Aftab Pureval. I live at 3545 Holly Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45208. Again, my name's Aftab. I'm running for the Hamilton County Clerk of Courts. Aftab is a unique name for a politician. I get asked a lot, what is an Aftab? I also get quacked at a lot because people think it's funny to call me Aflac. Whatever helps you remember. I'm proud of my name. It means sunshine. My mom gave me the name. I'm the son of a refugee. My mom was born in Tibet and forced to flee her country when the communist Chinese took over. With everything that they could carry, my grandparents and my mom walked through the Himalayas, through Nepal and into India, where against all odds she got an education. She made it to college in India and met my father. The young couple got married and they decided to come to the New World. They wanted to come to the United States. So my dad looked at a map of our country, and from sea to shining sea, from New York to California, this man could have gone anywhere. And he chose Beaver Creek, Ohio. No idea what he was thinking. I was born and raised in Dayton, went to public schools, then off to Ohio State, where I was elected student body president, biggest school in the country at the time. Made my way to Cincinnati to go to the UC College of Law, where I worked for the Legal Aid Domestic Violence Clinic, representing battered women who couldn't afford an attorney. I moved to D.C. and worked at a big firm before getting homesick and moving back to Cincinnati, where I was a federal prosecutor. I was a special assistant United States attorney for the Department of Justice right here in Cincinnati, working with federal agencies on federal felonies involving guns, drugs, and crimes against children. I then transitioned into my current role. I'm the global brand attorney for Oil of Olay at Procter & Gamble, which makes me a beauty attorney, which is ridiculous. But I walk through my educational background, my professional experience just quickly because I believe I'm the most qualified candidate in the race. I'm the most qualified person to serve as your clerk of courts. And having qualified people run our local court system is incredibly important. Too often for these lesser-known offices, the person who gets elected or the person who gets a job does so because of their last name or their family connection, and not based on their qualifications, their experience. And that has real ramifications for our local system. We have some of the highest court fees in the state of Ohio. The people of Cleveland and Columbus pay less to access their courts than we do right here in Hamilton County. I think that's wrong. We are pricing out people in communities who need our courts the most. The court should be the one place where it doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, or how much money you have. It should be the one venue where the playing field is equal. So we're paying more, but are we getting more? Are we getting a more efficient court system or a more modern court system? Are we getting more justice? And I think the answer is no. So we have these exorbitant court fees, and yet we have these antiquated systems. How could that possibly be? Well, I think at least in part it's due to the political patronage and the dynastic leadership in our court system. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. If you're a criminal defendant, you're being prosecuted by someone whose brother was appointed to the county commission. You're in front of a judge whose sister-in-law is the clerk. She's married to the probate judge. It's because of that people in Hamilton County believe you need to have the right name to get a fair shake. Well, my name's Aftab, and I'm not related to anybody. The things that I've achieved in my life, I've had to work hard for. I've had to earn, just like every single person in this room. I really appreciate this opportunity. I've never run for office before, so I'm trying to meet as many folks as possible. Thank you so much to the mayor. Thank you so much to council. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else want to address the council? If so, please come forward, sign in, tell us who you are. If not, seeing no one approach, we will go to the next item on the agenda. Item number 5, reports of standing committees. The first of those standing committees is the Law Committee, Councilwoman Collins.
Mayor, while I have no report from the Law Committee, I would like to say that on July 20th, 2016, I attended the annual Forest Park Chamber of Commerce golf outing, of which the City of Forest Park is a member and sponsor. I was a part of a 4-member team, also including Julie Zinni of Libby's Gourmet Desserts on Waycross Road, and Bill Asir and Alex Mayer of Jack's Tavern on Smiley Road, next door to Walmart. All of my partners are accomplished golfers, but this was my first time playing 18 holes of golf. I was told that I did a decent job for a beginner. This wonderful event consisted of lunch, 18 holes of golf, a silent auction, split the pot, a raffle of door prizes, and a delicious dinner capped off with Libby's Gourmet Cheesecake. All proceeds from this wonderful event goes to the Forest Park Chamber of Commerce Scholarship Fund to benefit the Winton Woods High School graduates. Thank you.
Any questions for Councilwoman Collins? Councilwoman Collins, do you have any items for the work session on September 12th?
No.
Next report is Human Resources, Councilwoman Holt.
I do not have a report tonight, thank you.
Any questions for Councilwoman Holt? Hearing none, Councilwoman Holt, do you have any items for the agenda of September 12th?
No, I do not, thank you.
Next report is Public Improvements and Facilities. Councilman Southall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I do not have a report directly from Public Improvements and Facilities, but as a liaison to the Recreation Commission, I'd like to make a couple announcements, 3 announcements as a matter of fact. The Senior Advisory Board, or the Senior Forest Park Seniors, will be going to the Ohio State Fair tomorrow, and they're leaving at 9 a.m. and returning by 7 p.m. So, the Park and Recreation Commission was on recess, but their next meeting will be Wednesday, August the 3rd. On August the 6th, Saturday at 6 p.m., the Cool Jazz Festival will be held. This year the performers will be previous performers such as saxophonist Marion Meadows, guitarist Ken Navarro, female jazz artist Straight Ahead, and jazz keyboardist Bob Baldwin. Also keyboardist Alex Beyond, and keyboardist Leo Teaser, and violinist Karen Briggs, and the Urban Jazz Coalition. So that would be the end of my report, Mr. Mayor, and if there's any questions, I'd be happy to field them.
Any questions for Councilman Southall? Hearing none, Councilman Southall, I have no items on the agenda for the work session of the 12th. Do you have any to add?
Not at this time, sir, I do not.
Okay, before going on to the next one, I will go back to the Law Committee. Looking at the notes from our last meeting, Councilwoman Collins, you had given 3 items that you wanted to list. The Lemon Tree traffic study, the tax letter that was sent to Mr. Wayne Coates, and the taxpayer bill of rights. Do you still, those will be considered for the agenda for the 12th?
Yes.
The next item on the agenda would be Public Safety Committee, Councilwoman Cottle.
Yes, we received the department reports July 11th through July 24th, and I just wanted to remind our residents that as you travel and you will stay in hotels and motels, please building. Right. Jazz in the park. Department of Health and We Thrive that will be utilized for services So I really appreciate the things that she did as well. As far as the fire department, we had 83 fire details, we had 102 EMS details, and 3 paramedic details into Green Hills. I'm not going to go into the details of the police report, but there have been quite a few arrests for burglaries, heroin overdose, domestic disputes, as well as shots fired and persons shot in the area of the F section. So I'm concerned about those pieces. The criminal investigation, detectives are investigating a burglary that happened in the 8th section to a 93-year-old victim where a vehicle was stolen. And there was an aggravated robbery in the G section. And detectives are investigating a shooting that occurred in the F section as well. And the person was shot at least 4 times and transported to UC Medical Center. And this investigation is ongoing. And that would end my report, but I'd be glad to take any questions anyone may have.
Any questions for Councilwoman Cottle? Hearing none, Councilwoman Cottle, I have no items on the agenda for you for the work session on the 12th. Do you have any to add?
No, thank you.
Next report, Ways and Means, Councilwoman Herbie.
I have no report. I do want to mention that we did have a Ways and Means Committee meeting prior to this meeting, and we will be discussing some of those issues during the meeting. Thank you.
Any questions for Councilwoman Herbie? Hearing none, Councilwoman Herbie, I have no items on the agenda for you for the work session on the 12th. Do you have any to add?
No, sir.
Next report is Community Development, Mr. Barnes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just like to report that for those who may not know in the community, that the tennis courts are officially completed. Want to thank the partnership that we had with the school district who contributed funds to complete that. And we do have students currently working, actually playing right now. And the tennis coach is actually very elated with the work. That will conclude my report. If anyone has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Any questions for Mr. Barnes? Hearing none. Mr. Barnes, I have no item for you on the agenda for the 12th. Do you have any to add?
No, thank you.
Next report is Intergovernmental Relations and Communications. That's my committee. I have no report. I'll answer any questions if there are any. Hearing none, we will move to item number 6, the mayor's report. Just I would report 2 things. On the 17th, I was invited to attend the services at Inspirational Church, along with the police chief, Lieutenant Ward, Officer Rebecca Evers, and, excuse me, Officer Vade Harris. We all enjoyed it. It was quite an outpouring of support for our police department and the professionalism that they display on a daily basis. And we were grateful to the congregation and the pastor of that church for having invited us. The next item that I would report on would be to announce that council will be in recess at the conclusion of tonight's meeting and starting tomorrow, August 2nd. We will be in recess through Sunday, September 11, returning on Monday, September 12 for a work session. That will conclude my report. I'll answer any questions if there are any. Hearing none, item number 7 to the city manager's report. Mr. Hodges.
Thank you. I will report only that the departmental reports have been completed, included in the council packet, and also made available to the general public through the clerk of council. That would conclude my report, but I would respond to any questions if there are any.
Any questions for Mr. Hodges? Hearing none, thank you, sir. Move to item 8, other reports. The first of these reports being the law director, Mr. Wyckoff.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to let council know that I reviewed and approved the ordinance amending Chapter 110 regarding racing of vehicles. Also, with Mr. Hodges, I attended the closing on a residential property the city has recently purchased. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions for the law director? Hearing none, thank you, Mr. Wyckoff. Next item, item B, Clerk of Council, Mrs. Huffman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to report that resolution numbers 25-2016 and 26-2016 were posted as required, and that concludes my report.
Any questions for Clerk of Council? Hearing none, thank you, Mr. Hoffman. We move to item number 9, new business. Is there a motion? Mr. Burns.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I would move to suspend the rules for reading in full on 2 separate days and read for the first time by title only ordinances number 11-2016 through 15-2016.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we suspend the rules requiring a reading in full on 2 separate occasions and read for first time by title only ordinance numbers 11-2016 through 15-2016. Is there a discussion?
Yes, for clarity, these ordinances were posted 6 days prior to the meeting as required.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on the motion to suspend the rules?
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall.
Yes.
The motion to suspend the rules passes 7-0. First item on the new business, item A, ordinance number 11-2016. Would the clerk please read that ordinance by title only?
Ordinance number 11-2016, amending annual 2016 appropriation ordinance 09-2016.
Is there a motion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, I would move ordinance number 11-2016.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we adopt ordinance number 11-2016. Is there a discussion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, we routinely throughout the year amend our annual appropriations ordinance as things crop up, and we're proposing this again. Some of the issues involved in this have to deal with blighted property, environmental awareness, expansion of the program, cost of the state coming in to do the audit instead of the private accounting firm, and I would move adoption of this ordinance.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance 11-2016?
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall,
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
Ordinance 11-2016 passes 7-0. Next item on the agenda is item B, ordinance number 12-2016. Would the clerk please read this ordinance by title only?
Ordinance number 12-2016, an ordinance providing for the issuance of not to exceed $3,445,000 various purpose bond anticipation notes, Series 2014, second, 2016 renewal by the City of Forest Park, Ohio, in anticipation of the issuance of bonds of the city and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, I would move ordinance number 12-2016.
It's been moved and second that we adopt ordinance numbers 12-2016. Is there a discussion? Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, this also is routine. Every year we pay down a portion of our debt, and we renew our debt legislation and consolidate the debts. And so we're doing that routinely again this year. We're paying down approximately $350,000. And so I would urge adoption of this ordinance.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance numbers 12-2016? Mr. Burns, I'm sorry.
Just for clarity, this particular ordinance is declared an emergency because of the timing issues related to the bond reissuance, correct?
Correct.
Good. Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance 12-2016?
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Ordinance 12-2016 passes 7-0. Next item on the agenda is item C, ordinance number 13-2016. Clerk, please read this ordinance by title only.
Ordinance number 13-2016, an ordinance determining to reduce and recertify special assessments levied for the purpose of constructing certain improvements and declaring an emergency.
Is there a discussion? Councilwoman Herbie.
I would move the adoption of ordinance number 13-2016.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Burns, is there a discussion? Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, this also is an annual thing. When we originally floated the bonds for this, we attached a special assessment against the property if the TIF did not produce the money to pay off the bonds. And so that special assessment is reviewed annually and has to be passed. There was also something throughout the past couple of weeks that indicated there might have been an overpayment. But during the Ways and Means Committee, that question was asked, and we learned it was just a ledger issue that was marked in the wrong line item. So there is no overpayment. And I just wanted to make that clear. This is also an emergency in terms of timing and needs to be passed this evening, so I would urge adoption.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance 13-2016?
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle.
Ordinance 13-2016 passes 7-0. Next item on the agenda is item D. Ordinance number 14-2016. Would the clerk please read this ordinance by title only?
Ordinance number 14-2016, an ordinance amending Chapter 110 Business Regulations by adding subsections prohibiting motor racing and outdoor motor events.
Okay, this item is a first reading. It will not be voted on this evening. It will be on the agenda for the council meeting on the 19th. Next item on the agenda is ordinance number 15-2016. Would the clerk please read this ordinance by title only?
Ordinance number 15-2016, an ordinance enacting and adopting a supplement to the Code of Ordinances of the City of Forest Park and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion on ordinance 15-2016? Councilwoman Collins.
Yes, I move to adopt ordinance number 15-2016.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance 15-2016. Is there a discussion? Councilwoman Collins.
Yes. This is a rather routine matter that is nevertheless very important that we do periodically to keep our city codes up to date and in line with changes we may have enacted with other parts of the codes or because of changes that may have occurred at the state level. Actually, our publishing company goes through the process on our behalf to identify where new sections of our codes have to be established, where certain action may have made old portions of our code obsolete, and where adjustments have to be made in our code to either comply or resolve a conflict due to more recently enacted state legislation that would supersede our local authority. In this case, the proposed update consists of 118 pages and is available from the clerk of court upon request. Additionally, the updated codified ordinances is available internally through the Folio Infobase and through the City of Forest Park website, www.forestpark.org. The 2016 supplement contains ordinances passed by council, amending the codes from Ordinance 01/2015 through Ordinance 04/2016, as well as major changes in state law dealing with the traffic code, general regulations, and general offenses. Normally, council passes these updates as a matter of emergency in order that our city code will be updated as soon as possible. Ordinance number 15-2016 was posted 6 days prior to the meeting.
Any further discussion?
Correction.
Yes.
That information, I think there was a mistake in the reading. That information can be obtained from the clerk of council versus the clerk of court.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance number 15-2016?
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie.
Yes.
Ordinance 15-2016 passes 7-0. Next item on the agenda is a motion, Mr. Burns.
I move to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full and read resolution number 27-2016 by title only. This resolution was posted 6 days prior to this meeting as required.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we adopt the motion to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full and read resolution 27-2016 by title only. Is there discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on the motion to suspend the rules?
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
The motion to suspend the rules passed 7-0. So we're now at item F on the new business resolution number 27-2016. Would the clerk please read that resolution by title only?
Resolution number 27-2016, a resolution authorizing the city manager and the Forest Park Environmental Awareness Manager to enter into an agreement with Empower Gas and Electric to provide funding and expertise for the residential energy efficiency program.
Is there a discussion? Councilwoman Herbie.
I move the adoption of resolution number 27-2016.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we adopt resolution 27-2016. Is there a discussion? Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes. This proposal would expand the city's current home energy efficiency program, providing home energy efficiency improvements to those households that exceed the income requirements that are used by the people working cooperatively with whom we have a partnership right now. Empower G&E would provide their expertise and funding in terms of rebates through Duke Energy, that we would also add rebates, additional subsidies for, to help residents offset energy efficiency improvement costs. And so I would urge adoption of this resolution.
Any further discussion on resolution 27-2016? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on resolution 27-2016?
Southall,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Abstain.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. I would need a ruling from the law director on an abstention.
Ms. Collins feels that there's a possibility of a conflict of interest, and having that belief in her own mind, I believe her abstention would be appropriate.
Okay? So then the vote on resolution 27-2016 would be 6 for, 0 against, and 1 abstention. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 28-2016. Would the clerk please read this resolution by title only?
Mr. Mayor, this
I'm sorry, read in full.
resolution number 28-2016, a resolution consenting to the execution of an incentive agreement between Phillips Edison and Company and the City of Forest Park, Ohio. Whereas the City of Forest Park has identified the redevelopment of neighborhood shopping centers as a priority for its economic development program, and whereas Phillips Edison and Company will make a significant investment to renovate and redevelop Civic Center Plaza. And whereas Phillips Edison and Company will also make significant investments to retain existing stores and attract new tenants to this important gateway property. And whereas the Economic Development Department has determined that an incentive is required to help the company complete this project on Hamilton Avenue. And whereas the Economic Development Commission has reviewed this project and passed a resolution in support of the proposed incentive, now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Forest Park, Ohio. Section 1, that the Council of the City of Forest Park hereby gives its consent for the city manager to enter into an incentive agreement with Phillips Edison and Company to facilitate and redevelop the redevelopment of Civic Center Plaza, a project consistent with the goals of our comprehensive development plan. Specifically, the City of Forest Park will provide a $10,000 redevelopment grant in 2016, $15,000 redevelopment grant in 2017, and $10,000 redevelopment grant in 2018. In return, Phillips Edison will invest approximately $430,000 over the next 5 years to renovate the center. Section 2, that the City of Forest Park agrees to support future tenant recruitments in a manner consistent with its comprehensive redevelopment plan. In return, Phillips Edison and Company agrees to make additional investments to attract such tenants to Civic Center Plaza. Section 3, that this resolution shall be in full force and take effect from and after the earliest date allowed by law.
Is there a motion? Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, I move adoption of resolution number 28-2016.
Moved and second that we adopt resolution 28-2016. Is there a discussion? Yes.
The motion is pretty self-explanatory, but I want to point out this is one of two, and these are both similarly structured. It's a small investment for the amount that these companies are putting into the redevelopment. And then we wanted to keep it small, and we also gave them the assurance that when we might help them in the assistance of recruiting tenants. So I just wanted to make that, both of these are structured that way. I would urge adoption of this resolution.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on resolution 28-2016?
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall.
Yes.
Resolution 28-2016 passes 7-0. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 29-2016. Clerk, please read this resolution in full.
Resolution number 29-2016, a resolution consenting to the execution of an incentive agreement between Anchor Cincinnati LLC and the City of Forest Park, Ohio. Whereas the City of Forest Park has identified the redevelopment of neighborhood shopping centers as a priority for its economic development program, and whereas Anchor Cincinnati LLC will make a significant investment to renovate and redevelop North Point Shopping Center, and whereas Anchor Cincinnati LLC also plans to make significant investments to retain existing stores and attract new tenants to this important gateway property, and whereas the Economic Development Department has determined that an incentive is required to help the company complete this project on Northland Boulevard, and whereas the Economic Development Commission has reviewed this project and passed a resolution in support of the proposed incentive, now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Forest Park, Ohio. Section 1, that the Council of the City of Forest Park hereby gives its consent for the city manager to enter into an incentive agreement with Anchor Cincinnati LLC to facilitate and the redevelopment of North Point Shopping Center, a project consistent with the goals of our comprehensive development plan. Specifically, the City of Forest Park will provide a $20,000 redevelopment grant in 2016 and $15,000 redevelopment grant in 2017. In return, Anchor Cincinnati will invest more than $250,000 to renovate the Southland Road side of this shopping center and attract a new medical facility to the property. Section 2, that this resolution shall be in full force and take effect from and after the earliest date allowed by law.
Is there a motion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, I would move adoption of resolution number 29-2016.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 29-2016. Is there any discussion? Councilwoman Herbie.
Again, it's pretty self-explanatory, and I do want to point out that one of the things about this particular owner is this is where we've had the problems with the bars on that side of town, and they have no interest in having those types of tenants, so that's very commendable. The other thing is that they are interested in attracting a medical facility, which is one of our targeted areas. So I would urge adoption of this resolution.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on Resolution 29-2016?
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Southall,
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
Resolution 29-2016 passes 7-0. Is there any further business to come before the body? Any further business to come before the body? Hearing none, we are adjourned.